What's up guys, welcome back to Half Man Half Tech. So iOS 14, both developer beta 8 and public beta 8 have been out for quite some time. I updated my iPhone 6s that you see here, and I've said this once and I'll say it again. This device, despite being over 5 years old, it still handles these updates pretty well. It's almost just as good as the newer devices that you have, and I actually did an initial video when iOS 14 beta 8 came out. It came out on September the 9th, and as you can see, today is the 11th, so it's been about 2 days. And if you want to see my initial update video, I'll leave it somewhere on top of this video, and if you want, you can click on it and see some of the new features and changes, and also software changes that came with beta 8 compared to beta 7, and also some performance figures. So this is a small follow-up video of some additional new features that some people discovered, and also some other changes that we have with this update. Now, the first and perhaps the major change that I would like to share with you, you see, for example, if you go to the search portion and search for anything, for example, let's search for unbox therapy. So if we search for unbox therapy, right, you can see that we get these Safari recommended links. So let's say, for example, you don't want to use Safari, you have a browser of your choice, right? So what you want to do is to go to the App Store and make sure you have the latest version of that browser. Now, at this moment, Google Chrome has been updated to support this feature that I'm about to show you. So make sure if you have Google Chrome on your phone, it's updated to the latest Chrome version. So you see how it says here, for me it says open, right? If it says update, and make sure you update to the latest version in order for it to support what I'm about to show you here. So you don't have to open Chrome once you have the latest version. Just go into your settings and then scroll all the way down until you see Chrome. So basically this is where Chrome is, and once you open it, you see that we now have a section to change our default browser app. So if we select this, you can see that we have the option to actually switch from Safari to Chrome. So let's select Chrome, and now if we go back to the search option, you can see that everything has changed from Safari to Chrome. The same opposite is true. If we select Safari, everything goes back to how it was. So let's go back to the home page. You can see that it's now Safari, right? So that is something new that came with this update. Let's just set it to Chrome and leave it there. So the reason why Chrome supports this is because it's been updated. Now I do have Edge, and I also have Firefox, and as you can see, Firefox, we don't have that settings. If we go back to Edge, you can see that we don't have that option, and also the same in Firefox, we don't have that option. So it's something that has been updated with Chrome, and hopefully when all these other browsers update their applications and databases, this new feature will come to, you know, Edge, Firefox, or whatever application you want to use and set as your default browser. Now, something else that came with this update that would like to show you, maybe you perhaps saw it when I went to the Firefox section, you can see that we have a blank section here. It says Firefox settings, and as you can see, there's nothing there. If you tap it, nothing, you know, there's nothing that responds. So perhaps it's a bug that came with this update, and also some people found this out. So if you use the Gmail app developed by Google, the same bug is also there. So you can see that, you know, we have a blank section that says Gmail settings. So that is also another bug that came with this update. Now, another new feature or changes that came with this update, if you have the AirPods or AirPods Pro, the moment you connect them wirelessly, you'll notice that, you know, this AirPlay logo that you have here, it will start to blink. Now I don't have AirPods or AirPods Pro, so I can't really show you, but you know, this will actually start to blink blue. So that is another new feature and change that came with this update. Now this is also something I have been able to reproduce quite a number of times, and it has to do with the widgets. So if you have a widget and you sort of tap on it and throw it on the side there, sometimes it sticks to the side here, and you can sort of browse around with the widget, right? So you can go to any page that you have, it creates some sort of blank page, and if you want to get rid of it, you just basically tap the button here. And if you have a phone that doesn't have the physical home button, just swipe up from the bottom of your phone, and that will get rid of the widget. I don't know if it's a new feature that is perhaps coming, but at this time I think it seems to be like a bug that came with this update. And also I was actually able to do it with some of the applications that I have here. So just do this and throw it up there. So you can see that, you know, it's like by chance, right? It's not something that I'm always getting like heads on, so it's something that I notice. And as you can see, sometimes when I do this quick edit for Jiggle mode, my applications disappear and show up. You saw what happened with the reminders app, right? So you just hold it and throw it to the side of the phone right there when you hear the haptics kick in. So that is another new change, I guess, or a new bug that is there with this update. So something to look out for, right? So that's something that I know. As you can see, my weather widget was actually there so I managed to get this weather app rather to stick there. So that is another new bug or feature. Hopefully it's a feature and it will be implemented fully in the GM version. But yeah, you can see that, you know, my weather widget, my weather app does float there, and yeah, it's interesting. You know, I'm able to reproduce these things from time to time, and most of the times it's by chance. So you can try this out with either your applications or with your widgets, and you know, if you are lucky, you'll be able to experience this. And sometimes it stays on like forever, and the only way to get rid of it is to press the home button. So that is another new feature and change that I saw with this update. Now, since most of you requested this, let me just check, since I'm on beta 8 of iOS 14, to see if back tap is there for the iPhone 6s. So if you go into the settings and go to accessibility and go to where it says touch right there, you can see that, you know, we actually don't have back tap, and back tap seems to be available from this time onwards from the iPhone 8 and beyond, or from devices, I guess, that have the wireless charging capability. So this iPhone 6s doesn't have that coil, so that is perhaps one of the reasons why we don't have back tap. But you know, back tap isn't available on the iPhone 6s. Now, another change that is there with this update, if we edit our widgets right here, right, so and then go to the news section right here, you can see that, you know, if we add the news widget, we have all the different sizes. And if you continue scrolling, you'll notice that the giant news widget has returned. So this is something that to me is more or less useless, because you can actually drag it somewhere else, right? It has to remain in this widget section, and that's the only place that you can view it. So it's something also that changed with this update. And basically those are some of the new changes and features that came with this update that most people have discovered. Now, when it comes to the GM release version of iOS 14, we can expect it at the Apple event, just like what happened at WWDC when it kicked off. Shortly after that, we received all these new updates. So the same is expected to happen with the Apple event that is scheduled for September 15th. So the event will happen, and then shortly after the event, the GM or Golden Master versions of these versions of iOS 14 and watchOS will be released. macOS might come a bit later, but you know, if you are waiting for the GM version, then it's probably coming on September the 15th. I know that most people don't actually wait for the public release, and whenever the GM version comes out, they just update. So I know that most people will be updating on September the 15th. And basically, when it comes to this Apple event, we are expecting to see a new Apple Watch and perhaps a new iPad when it comes to this September 15th event, and also perhaps a new iPhone, although that is highly unlikely. Most sources at this time seems to suggest that this is something that's up in the air, so we just have to wait and see when the event comes. It's about, you know, 3 days away, and that is so soon. So anyways, basically that's about it for me, guys. It's a small update of some other changes that are embedded in this software, and that's about it for me, guys. If you like this video, please leave a like and hit subscribe down below. And as you can see, my widget was floating, and that's about it for me. Stay safe, and I will definitely see you in the next video. Peace.